From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Some sad and really appalling news to begin with this evening. A deadly shooting at an elementary school in Texas.
Authorities say multiple victims have died, including several children. It happened earlier today in Uvalde, about 90 miles west of San Antonio. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Police say it appears the shooting began off school campus. Then the suspected 18-year-old shooter went inside Robb Elementary School after some kind of encounter with law enforcement. More than a dozen people rushed to area hospitals. Sources describing it as a gruesome scene, expressing grief about this tragedy to ABC News. This is a small rural town of about 20,000 people, just about 60 miles from the Mexico border. It's predominantly Hispanic. Officials are now reaching out to parents as quickly as they can to alert them of this situation.
Just confused and worried. I'm trying to find out where my baby's at.
The ATF and FBI have all responded to the scene. Right now, all of these different agencies working to piece together what exactly happened here in the latest tragic mass shooting in America. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And immediately following our newscast, ABC's David Mira will have the latest details in World News tonight at 5:30.
All right, let's check out your weather on this Tuesday with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer. Very soggy out there. It's going to continue throughout the evening.
Oh yeah, we'll see rain throughout the evening, through the overnight, and really through much of the day tomorrow as well. This is going to be a long soaking rain going on for southeast Nebraska that started late last night and has continued on throughout the day today. Taking a live look right now from the station, rain continues to fall out that way. Not terribly heavy right now, but still some light showers. Now you can see there are some moderate showers just between Lincoln and Beatrice right now, moving through northern portions of Gage County and into southern portions of Saline County right now. These are moving off to the northwest, as well as some heavier pockets of some rain just to the south and east of York at this hour. This will continue to move that direction. You can see we've already picked up nearly a third of an inch of rain since midnight in Lincoln, 6/200 in Beatrice, and nearly 3/4 of an inch of rain in Hebron. This is all since midnight, with lesser amounts up towards the Columbus area. Now, as we go through the rest of this evening, we'll keep rain showers around throughout the rest of the evening. I think after midnight tonight, we'll start to see the rain becoming more scattered, but that won't be the only rain we see. Again, we're going to have more rain coming our way tomorrow. Temperatures holding pretty steady through 8 and even 10 o'clock, mainly in the low 50s. We'll talk about how cool it gets tonight, but again, how much rain can we expect and when does it finally start to turn off? And what can you expect for the holiday weekend upcoming? That's all in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you so much, John. An SUV crashed into a Lincoln building this morning.
It could have been a lot worse, but thankfully the business hadn't opened yet for the day. Here's video from the scene at 70th and Van Dorn. It happened around 7 a.m. at the Pioneer Heart Institute. Police tell us the driver hit the wrong pedal before smashing through the building's large front window right next to its entrance. The driver was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. We also have an update on breaking news we first brought you here on Channel 8 this morning.
A pedestrian was hit near 10th and South Streets. Witnesses reported seeing the victim get thrown several feet by the collision. Police had a car pulled over and they were talking to the driver, but they were later allowed to leave. So far, there's no word on the victim's condition. We also have some new details on a Lincoln house fire that we first shared with you last night.
Fire officials are reminding everyone to clean out your lint traps on your dryers after 2 people were displaced by a laundry room fire. This all happened near Southwest 10th and C Streets just before 8 o'clock last night. Firefighters entered the building and found a dryer on fire. Crews extinguished the blaze in about 20 minutes. The only tenant in the building was able to escape before LFR arrived, but 2 others will need to relocate. No injuries were reported and total damage is estimated at $40,000. Officials are also investigating an arson at a packed apartment complex here in Lincoln.
It happened near 19th and Washington Streets early Sunday. Police say a man called 911 saying his roommate was lighting things on fire with a hand torch. They were able to take 43-year-old Robert Armstrong into custody. They say he caused around $2,000 in damage to a door, fixtures, and other property. They believe he was under the influence at the time. Also an update now on the Road 201 fire near Halsey.
It has burned more than 4,000 acres of land. Officials are now reporting, though, that the blaze is 80% contained. Some desirable weather has been helping responders keep the blaze at a fire line, which allowed them to downgrade its severity as well. Some areas of the district have reopened as personnel work on clearing roads that have been closed because of trees that could fall over. Atkinson Fire and Rescue says it's grown even stronger despite the tragic loss of the assistant fire chief.
That's right. Here's some brand new pictures and video shared by the department. It says Ryan Keogh's passion will be missed dearly, while also thanking other local fire agencies that came out to pay their respects. There's a line of them right there you can see from the sky. Officials ended the post saying Keogh has made his final response to his new home in heaven. The nationwide shortage of baby formula has spurred a response from Congress.
Several House committees are now exploring how the government can ease the problems causing the shortages. They've sent letters to 4 companies that make baby formula, asking for information about the supply chain issues. A hearing on the shortage will also be held on Friday. They plan to call representatives from the FDA and Abbott, which is a major baby formula producer, to come in and testify. U.S. stores have had a hard time keeping formula in stock for months due to a recall, inflation, and supply chain problems. Manufacturers have said they are producing at full capacity, but they still can't keep up with demand. And with the shortage, several mothers have been turning to other baby formula alternatives, but not without some danger.
A newborn right here in Nebraska went into shock after her mother tried using an alternative.
Hey, baby girl, is your tummy full?
3-month-old Adelina's doing much better than she was just over a week ago. On May 15th, her mom, Natalia Renteria, was up in the middle of the night looking for Enfamil Gentlease. She says it was impossible to find, so she settled on a brand she hadn't used before.
It was the liquid form, and I had already kind of been skeptical.
She says Adelina started to get a rash after the first bottle.
It wasn't just her face, it was half of her body. And that's when we decided that we needed to get her into the doctor immediately.
Adelina's grandma, Jessica Reyes, says they rushed the baby to CHI Health St. Elizabeth.
I said, wait, she's not breathing, and the nurse turned around, snatched her, and took off with her. We just went running behind her, but it was heart-wrenching because her face just turned blue, and she just was so limp in my arms.
Reyes says doctors gave Adelina an allergy medicine right away.
Like 5 doctors came in, and I'm just standing there like crying. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to help her. I really couldn't help her. There's nothing really I could do.
Turns out Adelina's allergic to soft flour and eggs. The primary care medical director for CHI Health says formula changes can cause a range of reactions.
They can be mild from just a rash to the baby, or severe to the point of anaphylaxis, where the throat swells up and baby can potentially stop breathing.
CHI Health says fortunately, this reaction is rare. Adelina is the first case they've seen so far since the shortage began. Her family just hopes store shelves are full again soon.
Hopefully that we bounce back and real soon, because these babies are in need.
Yes, they are.
All right, parents of LPS students, do you make lunch for your child or do they eat in the cafeteria?
Food prices are rising in the store, but they may also be rising at school. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez joins us in studio to explain what changes we may see. Ariana?
Yes, tonight at 6, the Lincoln Public School Board of Education will be discussing whether or not they should raise the price of school lunches. The proposed increase would be 5 cents per lunch, more in the coming school year. The increase will not impact those on free or reduced lunch, only students who already pay full price. This would be the first price increase for school lunches in around 6 years, all stemming from inflation.
If you have a family of 2 and it's 2 students per year, it's going to be about a $22 increase if they eat school lunch every day. So it's not a significant increase, but it is an increase. So we're well aware of the impact it has on families, but we also want to make sure we communicate well that our nutrition, the meals we serve, will really help the students excel in the classroom.
Families interested in applying for free or reduced lunch can begin applying on July 1st to qualify for the next school year. And tonight is the first reading of this proposal. If you would like to hear more from the board on their reasoning, or if you would like to voice your opinion, you can sign up to speak during public comment. Reporting in studio, Ariana Martinez, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you so much, Ariana.
Now to the latest on the global outbreak of monkeypox. At least 7 confirmed or presumed cases here in the U.S. across 5 states.
The CDC now announcing the government will release a small number of vaccines from the national stockpile. ABC's Raina Roy has more on that.
The rare monkeypox virus, which doctors say is a milder cousin of smallpox, is spreading, with more than 260 suspected or confirmed cases in 22 countries.
The countries that are reporting monkeypox now are countries that do not normally have outbreaks of monkeypox.
One of the latest suspected cases in Sacramento County, California.
The individual had recently returned from Europe. The individual is in isolation, is not hospitalized, and is doing well.
The CDC working on releasing some vaccines from the national stockpile for a small number of people who have been exposed.
We are hoping to maximize vaccine distribution to those that we know would benefit from it.
The CDC says the virus can be spread through prolonged close contact.
Typically, this virus starts with a fever, some body aches, flu-like symptoms. People will develop a rash anywhere from 1 to 3 days, at the most 5 days after the fever starts.
Veterinarian Kurt Zosky, who contracted it directly from a prairie dog, had mild flu-like symptoms and developed a mysterious black blister on his thumb. Back in 2003, when there was an outbreak in the U.S. from imported animals infecting 47 people.
My children and my wife never got sick, never had clinical symptoms. So it appeared that only somebody that had direct contact with touching the prairie dogs actually got monkeypox.
And back to that suspected case in Sacramento County, health officials say contact tracing is underway. They're also working to figure out how many close contacts the patient may have had. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And coming up on the news, more on allegations against the Southern Baptist Convention.
A report says it covered up sexual abuse for years. We'll be right back.
In Kansas, we love
Now to a bombshell new report on sexual abuse allegations and alleged cover-up by leaders of the Southern Baptist Convention.
The report details a list of hundreds of ministers accused of abuse, many of whom were allowed to keep positions of power. Now, top leaders are addressing the scandal, and ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
Just days after that bombshell independent report revealing allegations that the Southern Baptist Convention, the largest Protestant denomination in the country, covered up sexual abuse for years, top executive leaders now stepping down and interim leadership is taking over. Meeting today to discuss the scathing report. Ed Litton, the president of Southern Baptist, releasing a statement saying he is, quote, grieved to the core.
The rumors were always out there that these things were happening. There were several attempts made at our convention meetings to bring this to light, but they were very successfully pushed down.
Litton says he appointed a task force which ultimately hired Guidepost Solutions, an independent firm, to investigate. The 288-page report from the nearly 7-month-long investigation, finding that SBC stonewalled and denigrated survivors of clergy sexual abuse for nearly 2 decades. Hannah Kate Williams is suing her father, a former pastor, and the Southern Baptist Convention, among others, for physical and sexual abuse that she says began when she was just 8 years old.
My father, my abuser, would baptize me, and that baptism would also work as a type of waterboarding.
Allegations first surfaced back in 2019 following a report by the Houston Chronicle and the San Antonio Express News, documenting hundreds of alleged cases in Southern Baptist churches, including several in which the alleged abusers remained in ministry. The report includes several recommendations for how SBC can move forward, including restricting the use of non-disclosure agreements and creating an offender information system, alerting the community to known abusers. But advocates say the real solution is much deeper.
We're here today because of the courage of these survivors.
And SBC will hold their annual conference right here in California in a few weeks, where leaders will take action on the recommendations from that investigative firm. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
A cloudy, a wet day around southeast Nebraska, and temperatures well below normal. This is now our 5th consecutive day of below normal temperatures, at least in Lincoln, and we're likely to see at least one more day before heat and humidity return in time for the holiday weekend. Taking a live look right now in Beatrice, you can see raindrops are falling on the screen. The roads are wet along South 6th Street. It's a live view from Shones Roofing down in Gage County. We'll take you up now to Southeast Community College, looking off to the east. You can see raindrops continuing to fall. We've got raindrops on the lens, and many of you have raindrops on your windows and your windshield of your cars. Radar right now is showing you a little pocket of some moderate rain, just now moving into southern Lancaster County, moving out of northern Gage County and through portions of Saline County. We had some moderate showers as well just to the west of Seward, heading towards the York area. But otherwise, for the most part, it's been a light soaking rain taking place around the area. Since midnight, we've picked up nearly 1/3 of an inch in Lincoln, almost approaching an inch now down in Beatrice, where we've got 9/10, 8/10 in Hebron, less amounts as you head out towards the Tri-Cities. You also had a little rain yesterday out in that area as well, and we're going to keep adding on to these totals. You'll notice on Stormcast starting at 6:30, we keep the rain chances around through 10 o'clock. I think after midnight, we'll start to talk about some light scattered showers. So we'll have some dry time through the overnight hours. By 7 o'clock in the morning, a few of you will need to turn the windshield wipers on once or twice on your way to work. But notice as we go through the day tomorrow, moisture begins to move back into the area. Probably by noon, we've got more of a chance for a widespread rain that begins to fall once again, and a steady rain that will fall as we go through the afternoon hours and even towards late afternoon. This is through 6 o'clock in the evening, and we still have showers around. Don't think we'll see any thunderstorms out of this, just good old rain falling, and that will continue on into Thursday morning. Still some questions as to how quickly the rain moves out. I think anytime after 8 o'clock in the morning we can see the rain moving out of Lincoln, although Stormcast is trying to hang on to a few showers along a little line through 10 o'clock Thursday morning. How much additional rain are we looking for? Well, on top of what we already have, we're looking for maybe another 1.33 inches in Lincoln, nearly 1.5 inches in Beatrice, same down towards Hebron with lesser amounts out to the west. The 1.34 is what a 29 computer models average suggests for Lincoln, with the range going from anywhere from just suggesting 1/2 inch of rain to as much as 2.5 inches of rain possibly. Temperature-wise, we're holding pretty steady. This morning we hit 60 degrees right around 9 o'clock or so. Then we've been falling off all afternoon long, and we'll remain steady as we go through the rest of the evening. In fact, you'll notice our hour-by-hour forecast holding pretty steady all the way through 4 o'clock in the morning. I do think temperatures will briefly dip down into the upper 40s by morning. Maybe a little gusty at times with some gusts to 25 miles per hour. Through the day tomorrow, overcast skies. Winds remain out of the north, 10 to 18 miles per hour, with some occasional gusts to 35 miles per hour. It will be a cool day with highs only topping out in the mid-50s. But we start to see some sunshine returning by Thursday afternoon as skies turn mostly sunny. We're back up to 72 degrees. Friday, we start warming things up to 82, and the humidity starts to increase. You'll notice the humidity for the holiday weekend. Temperatures up to right around 90 to as much as 93 degrees of mostly sunny skies. Turns a little windy as well, I think, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but we should remain rain-free at this time. Or at least that's how it looks now. A chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm out towards the central part of the state on Tuesday. Better chance for some thunderstorms developing later Wednesday night. Could bring some severe storms to the area. And then we cool things back down just a bit as we head towards the end of next week.
And as you said, John, good soaker. My goodness, a lot of this going deep.
And I suspect with all the moisture in the ground, by this weekend, grass will be taking off. So unfortunately, lawnmowers will probably have to be brought out for the holiday weekend.
A little bit of work, I guess. We'll take it, John. A split day on Wall Street. The Dow gaining 48 points. NASDAQ is down 271. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight.
Finally tonight, Hollywood made up the Sharknado, but NASA says a Sharkano is very real.
NASA released this photo of the Cavachi volcano erupting underwater in the Solomon Islands. The space agency calls it a Sharkano because 2 species of sharks live in the volcano. A 2015 expedition found the sharks, including hammerheads, inside of the submerged crater. NASA says the volcano is one of the most active submarine volcanoes in the Pacific, and the presence of sharks there has raised questions about the extreme environments large marine animals can call home.
I should say. Very interesting. Never know what you're going to learn, right, John?
That is right. Hey, what we're going to learn this evening is the rain is going to make for some great sleeping weather tonight, I think. When you hear the rain kind of come down the downspouts outside.
So relaxing, yes.
Exactly. Think how much money people pay for that rain. Or to hear that sound in spas. Hey, around here this evening, we've got those light to moderate showers. So maybe a pocket of some moderate rain beginning to move into southern Lancaster County. It's going to keep moving off to the north. Maybe some breaks now beginning to move in along the state line between Nebraska and Kansas. But again, we've got still a fair amount of rain around. So far today, we've already picked up 1/3 of an inch in Lincoln, 7/10 in Beatrice, and right at 8/10 down towards the Hebron area. We're going to keep adding on to that. So go through the rest of this evening. If you've got plans to go out, make sure you grab an umbrella or a raincoat because you'll need that. Also make sure you flip the windshield wipers on because you're going to need those as well. 51 degrees by 6, 52 by 8, and 51 degrees of steady temperatures by 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. They're going to have the very latest on that mass shooting in Texas at an elementary school. We'll see you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Supreme Spa and
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News.